The question this morning is, did the Prime Minister raise concerns about a naval incident which injured Australian divers directly with China's President Xi Jinping? Both leaders were in San Francisco last week for the APEC Summit. Live to Olivia Casely now. And Olivia, now politicians from across the political spectrum are calling on Anthony Albanese to come clean, really, and be clear whether he did raise this incident.
That's right. At the moment, we know that Australian officials have raised this incident with the Chinese embassy here in Canberra, but a question still hangs over whether Mr Albanese raised this with Chinese President Xi Jinping when both leaders were in San Francisco last week for the APEC Summit. When it comes to Chinese naval aggression, this isn't the first example of that. There have been heightened tensions, especially in the South China Sea over recent months between Philippines fishing vessels and the Chinese Navy as well. This whole incident comes at a pretty awkward time for the government, especially considering they've been working so hard to stabilise, really, the bilateral relationship. Home Affairs Minister Clare O'Neil, when pressed on this issue this morning, refused to confirm whether Mr Albanese had raised this incident at the leadership level.
So the Australian government has taken a strong stance against what is a very unacceptable incident that has put at risk people who signed up to defend our country in uniform. We take that incredibly seriously. The DPM and the Foreign Minister have made a public statement about their disappointment with this issue, and that has been made known to China through the appropriate channels.
It is inconceivable that he did not know about it because, this was essentially an attack on Australian military personnel in international waters, unprovoked.
Yeah, there's a few things that government has to deal with this week, including the fallout from that High Court immigration decision as well.
That's right, Laura. So the government facing increasing pressure now on the issue of national security, especially following that High Court decision that's seen 93 individuals, including convicted criminals, released from continuing immigration detention. Home Affairs Minister Clare O'Neil this morning getting into a bit of argy-bargy with a journalist when pressed for more detail about when exactly the government was told or received legal advice that it was likely to win that case. That obviously didn't transpire, and here's a taste of that exchange here.
The NZYQ case has been before the High Court. The information is there. I don't have anything further to add about the proceedings at this stage.
Why did you?
I've given the answer to your question.
That doesn't answer the question, Minister. Why didn't you approach countries before you agreed to the special case?
I've given you an answer to your question. You may not like it, but I've answered your question.
Did you personally sign off on that special case?
Excuse me?
Meanwhile, Laura, Australian federal police officers are demanding more funding so that they can more properly monitor these individuals when they're released into the community.
Olivia, thank you.